once upon a time. Who just need to talk to you today? Satan trying to come mess up what you made for me. No, I just can't let him in. I know you fight until the end for me. Endure till the end. My brother, my sister. I know you might be going through it today. Till the end. My brother, my sister. I know in my heart I want to be for you. I pray that temptation never come through.
I can bring my headphones.
I know that you just love me for me. When I have people judge me, I forgive them. My brother, to the end. My sister, endure.
This was another impossible production.
I woke up today with so much on my mind, just trying to get by. Went to work today, co-workers on my back, temptations on its way. It gets hard trying to be the new me, but I know that you're there for me when times get hard. I know, if I live your way, you will not fall. Yahuah's the answer, you're the answer. To my worries, to my fears, Yahuah answer, answer when I call. I went out today, so the nations is living their ways. I try to find like I'm perfect, but inside I'm still working. I'm quick to judge the verses. I should be praying they change, but I know that you're there for me when times get hard. Said I know if I live your way, you Who's the answer to my problems, to my worries, to my fears, all my fears. You answer when I call, as long as I live, if I keep your Torah, you will answer, and believe in Yahusha. As long as I live, as long as you will always answer my call. when I call.
Always remember, Psalm 20, verse 4 through 9. He does give you according to your heart and fills all your plans. We sing our deliverance, and in the name of our Elohim, we set up a banner, Yahuah, till all your requests. Now I know that Yahuah shall face his anointing. He answers him from his set apart Shemayim with the saving might of his right hand. Some trust in chariots and some in horses, but we remember the name of Yahuah our Elohim. They have bowed down and fallen, but we have risen and are established. Save Yahuah, let the sovereign answer us in the day we call.
This summer, own the road with Discount Tire Direct.
You are the branch, you are the bridegroom, you are the teacher, you are our healer, you are worthy to be praised. There is none like you, none like you. There is none like you, none like you. Yahuah, you reign. There is none like you, none like you. There is none like you, none like you. Yahusha, you reign. You're my deliverer, the bread of life. For righteousness, you are the light. You are worthy to be praised. You are the morning star. Because of you, I'm not set apart. You are worthy to be praised. There is none like you, none like you. There is none like you, none like you, no. Yahuah, you reign, yeah. There is none like you, none like you, no, no, none like you, none like you, like you. Yahushua, you reign. There is none like you, none like you, none like you, none like you. Yahushua, you reign, you reign. There is none like you, none like you, like you. There is none like you, none like you. Yahushua, you reign. Yahushua, you reign.
Right now, get up to $100 in rebates on
I met Torah, I met Tudaya. Now I can sit here and pray about things I really don't need. And I can sit here and complain about things that
Thank you, Yahuah.
hold no meaning to you.
Cinema.
You're all I need to get back. You're all, you're all, you're all. You're all, you're all. I stretch my hands to you to give you the glory.
say shalom to you all, Mashpakai. It is wonderful to see each and every one of you on this morning. Somebody's writing on my screen, don't know who it is, but nonetheless, we're going to go ahead and give Yahuah praise, honor, and esteem and not be distracted. I'm going to play another song here, and then pretty shortly we're going to get ready to open up in prayer, and we're going to go from there. This one's entitled, Your Name is Indeed Worthy to be Praised. Shalom to you all, family.
Yahusha, we proudly shout your name. Yahusha, you are my rock. Yahusha, you are my strength. From the rising of the sun to the going down of the same, Yahuah's name shall be praised. Yahuah's name shall be
from the rising of the sun, from the rising of the sun to the going down of the same. Yahuwah's name is to be praised. Halal Yahuwah. I want to say shalom to each and every one of you, family. It is wonderful to see you on this day. We give Yahuwah praise, honor, and esteem. As we prepare to begin today, we're going to turn our faces toward the set-apart place of Yahuwah. And we're going to ask for his favor. We're going to ask for his barakah on this time. We're going to ask that he would feed us with his word. And may Yahuwah truly continue to barak you and strengthen you and keep you in all that you do, family. I do see that somebody is at least started writing on my screen here this morning. But again, I'm not going to allow that to distract us. We're going to push forward and, may Yahuwah resolve the issue. Praise Yahuwah. Halal Yahuwah. Abba Yahuwah, we thank and praise you for this time. We praise you, Father, for bringing us together once again in your name. We come, Father, to lift up your name, to give you praise, honor, and esteem, because truly there is none like you. We barak your great name, Yahuwah. We praise your name, because the name of Yahuwah is to be praised. From the rising of the sun to the going down of the same, the name of Yahuwah is to be praised. And so we exalt your great name, Abba. We give you praise, honor, and esteem as we come before you today. We pray that you would continue to form us and shape us and mold us, make us more and more like you. Cleanse us, Father, of all filthiness, of all uncleanness, Father. Anything in us that is not of you, that is not like you, we pray, Yahuwah, that you would cleanse us and renew in us a clean heart and create a right spirit within us. We pray, Yahuwah, that you would lead and guide your people, that we would be a people set apart unto you, that we would be a people who hunger and thirst for you in everything, Yahuwah. May you be esteemed in our lives, and let your barakah be upon us. Lead us. Break the curse, I pray. There is no curse upon your people that has not been warranted. And so, Yahuwah, we praise you today. We ask that you would have your way in our midst, have your way in this assembly. Feed your people, I pray, as only you can. I decrease, Abba Yahuwah, and ask that you would increase today. Let the word of Yahuwah go forth. Let the dabar of Yahuwah, the healing dabar, the healing word, let it go forth. Let it heal the heart of your people. Let it encourage your people. Let it restore and strengthen your people, I pray. Visit every household today, Father, represented here. And I pray, Yahuwah, for your people, Yasharal. I pray that you would continue to bring clarity to us as a nation. I pray, Father, that you would make every crooked path straight. I pray, Yahuwah, that you would dismantle confusion, and Yahuwah, that you would feed us from your pure fountain. Give us living bread, Yahuwah, and cause us to drink from that fountain, from that well of living water, from which when we drink, we will never thirst again. And so we barak you, Yahuwah. Have your way in our midst today, we pray, in Yahusha's great name. Aman. Praise Yahuwah. Halal Yahuwah. Praises to Yahuwah. Praise Yahuwah. Once again, I want to say shalom to each and every one of you, family. It is wonderful to be here on this day to share in fellowship with you today, to share in your company. We give Yahuwah praise, honor, and esteem because he has kept us all. Praises to Yahuwah. He has kept us from all kinds of harm, danger, and all kinds of schemes and plot of the enemy. And for that, we give him praise today. I want to take a moment to greet the family. As I look at the names on the screen here, I want to say, I see a phone number 347, and I think that's my Akut Mac. I want to say shalom to you, Akut Mac. It is wonderful to see you as always. I want to say shalom to you today. Also want to say shalom to my Akut G. Wonderful to see you as always, Akut. Shalom to you. Greetings in the great and awesome name of Yahuwah. Also want to say shalom to my Akut Adelaide. Wonderful to see you as always, Akut. Greetings to you. And also want to say shalom to my Akut Sharon. Shalom to you, Akut. Wonderful to see you as always. And to my Akut Al Yashaba. Greetings to you, my dear Akut. And also to Akut Amuna, I say shalom. Wonderful to see you, Akut. To my Akif Franklin, greetings in the name of Yahuwah. And also Galaxy Tab A, I want to say shalom. And also to Akut Joan, as always, is indeed great to see you, Akut. Shalom to you. I want to greet also my Akif Keith. Shalomaki, and also I can't do it like you. I need some of that energy. Also want to say shalom to Akut Laneshia and Akut Mary. Wonderful to see you, family. To Akut Cheryl F. I want to say shalom to Akut Teleshia. Say shalom to you, Akut. To Aki Al Yahu. Greetings to you, my Aki. Ustream Lab, I greet you in the name of Yahuah. And XT 1572, greetings to you, shalom. And also to Aki Yahakab and Akut Sharia, I want to say shalom to you, family. To Akut Yanat, Yahukanan, I say shalom to you on this day. And to my Aki Al Yahu Bolden, I want to say shalom to you, Aki. Wonderful to see you as always. Turning my attention to YouTube and the family on YouTube. I want to greet the family on YouTube this morning or this afternoon. Say shalom to you. For some of us it's morning, for some it's afternoon, depending on where we are, what time zone. I want to say shalom to Akut Carmen, to Aki Mitchell, to Aki Dahoud, and to Akut Angela. Greetings to you, family. To Akut Anitra, and Akut Mary's also represented there on YouTube, and Akut G also, Akut Lanesha, Aki Isaiah Crawford. I want to say shalom to you, my Aki. Wonderful to see you as always. And also to my Aki Ed, King Ed. It is wonderful to see you, Aki. Greetings to you all, family, in the awesome name of Yahuah. Great indeed to see each and every one of you. And your presence is a reminder that Yahuah is great. He is not just good, but he is great. He has kept us. And so, family, from my bayat to yours, on behalf of my Asha and our children, we want to say to you, shalom. 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 Wonderful to see each and every one of you today. Shalom to you, Akut Mac. I haven't heard your voice in a while.
I know. I'm not good at it. I'm not good at being on the line. I just interested, in your teaching and to listen to you. And I learn more every day.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Because God is good to us.
Yes, absolutely he is. Absolutely he is. And it's wonderful hearing from you. Very wonderful hearing from you. As always.
How is your family?
Praise Yahuah. Praise Yahuah. The family is good. The family is good. The family is good. How's your house? How's your family?
Everyone is good.
Wonderful.
Yes.
Wonderful.
Shalom.
Shalom. Shalom. To the for coming. To the. Praise Yahuah. Great to hear Akut Mac. I haven't heard from her in a while, and it is great to see each and every one of you, family, and I do look forward to hearing some more voices today. Listen, I know that I'm a man of many good intents. I know that I'm a man of many good intents, and there's so much that I want to do, look forward to doing, and sometimes. Bear with me just for a second. I have a microphone open. Want to say shalom also to Akut Kaz and Aki Yahukanan. Wonderful to see you, family. And is there anyone else that I might have missed? Anybody else that might have came in that I missed? I want to say shalom to you all, Mashpaka. I started to say that, I'm a man of great intentions, right? And there are so many things that I'd like to do, and sometimes so many big promises that I make that I don't always have the time to follow through on. And I'm reminded that when I was getting ready to leave for Jamaica the other day, some of the family had asked me to bring back some pictures, right? Well, I got to Jamaica, and from the time I got to the house, until the day that I left, I was working. So I went. Bear with me here. Just a reminder, family, as you enter the room, if you could just remember because when you come in, you do have an option when you log in to log on with your mic muted. But I know that we're not all familiar with the program. We're just learning the program. I'm just learning the program. So I just want to make you aware there is an option when you enter to have your mic muted and your cameras off. If you want your camera on, that's totally fine. It's up to you. But if you could just ensure that the mic is muted as you enter, because then it creates a lot of feedback for everyone else. And it also throws me off. Don't take a lot to confuse me, but just kidding. But yeah, but it does throw everything off. So if you could just make sure your mics are muted as you enter the room, then that would be truly greatly appreciated. But I started to say that I have let me just say shalom also to Akut Yariya. Shalom to you, Akut. I'm not sure if she can hear me yet. I don't see a mic. And to Yahuah is love. I want to say shalom. Yeah, but as I started to say, I'm a man of many great intentions, many great intent. A lot of things that I want to do, would love to do, intend to do. But sometimes my intentions are bigger than what I'm actually capable of doing. Start saying this because I remember that before leaving for Jamaica, some of the family had asked me to, bring back some pictures of the place, right? You wanna see where I'm from, so on and so forth. And I got to Jamaica, and from the time I got to the house, I started working, and I worked until the day I was leaving. And so, of course, as you know, I went to Jamaica to assist in the burial of my beloved uncle. A lot of family was there, but over 200 family members between the States and England. Just people from abroad. Over 200 of us were there. And then you have the family that's there in Jamaica that were there. And so really the funeral, the majority of the attendants were made up of our family. Now, from the time I got there, I started working, and I worked until it was time to come back. Unfortunately, a lot of my family members, while they came to attend the funeral, they didn't come to help to get it done. And it was a vacation. It was a vacation for them, but for me it wasn't a vacation. It was about getting it done. And so I worked the entire time that I was there, and as a result, I didn't have time to go anywhere, right? I didn't have time to go anywhere, and so I didn't have time to get you any of the pictures or anything that I promised you, family. So what I decided that I would do today, thanks to YouTube, I am able to give you a snapshot of my hometown, right? In Jamaica, the parish in which I was born and grew up for a time. Of course, in Jamaica, in the United States we have states, but in Jamaica they don't call them states, they call them parishes, right? So Jamaica is made up of 14 parishes, and of the 14 parishes I've lived in about, I think, 5 or 6 of them. I've lived in about 5 or 6 of them. All right, so I spent time growing up in about 5 or 6 of them. But I was born in Portland, Jamaica, and that's the eastern side of Jamaica. And to me, Portland is one of, not just because I was born there, but to me, Portland is one of the most beautiful parishes in Jamaica. It just filled with natural beauty. So what I'd like to do is family, just for a moment before we get into our lesson today, I'd like to take a moment to share with you a video that shows the area where I grew up for most of my life, right? And this is the same area where I just came back from burying my uncle. So I just want to take a moment to show you, to put on a video, since I didn't have a chance to get the pictures that I promised. I want to take a moment to show you the video, right? To show you a video of the place. Aki Franklin says, is it true that many Chinese people are taking over Jamaica now, Aki? You know, the Chinese have always been in Jamaica. The Chinese have always been in Jamaica, and I don't, it's not, I don't see it as them taking over Jamaica. Jamaica and China, and Cuba have always had a very good relationship. Okay, a very good relationship, and the Chinese have never been a people in Jamaica to try to exploit the country or to exploit the people. They come in and they're there to work and to add to the betterment of the society, but they have never been a people who have come in and tried to exploit the place. That cannot be said of many other countries, right? Truly can't be said of some other countries. So the Chinese have always had a presence in Jamaica. As a matter of fact, the way that the Chinese came to Jamaica is that they were brought there by the British as indentured servants. They were paid paid servants, right? Whereas the Africans in Jamaica were not paid. They were just outright slaves. But the Chinese, the Irish, and some other folks were brought to Jamaica as indentured servants. You see, they were not considered to be on the same level as the British, but they were still looked on as being higher than the Negroes, so to speak, right? But nonetheless, even after that period, the Chinese, the only thing they did was they sought to assimilate with the culture. And so the thing that will mess you up, you'll go to Jamaica and you'll see a person that looks totally Chinese, just straight up and down Chinese. And they open their mouth and they sound like pure Jamaican, and you have different peoples and cultures like that. Here's the difference again too about Jamaica. In America that boasts of being a candlestick to the world, a lamp to the world. In America, what you see is you see a lot of racial division. You see a lot of racial hatred. And quite frankly, the racial hatred trickles down from white society, and then it infects everything and everybody else. While it is true that during the time of slavery, which lasted in Jamaica up until the 1960s, while it is true that slavery had an ugly past in Jamaica, and that a whole lot of evil was done to the people, you see, because the white society looked down on the rest of the people. The fact is, the truth of the matter is that England in particular had taken, at least from a nationalistic perspective, I'm not talking about from an individual perspective, and maybe even so, because what happens nationally really comes back to the individual. But England had really made some progress when it comes to race relations, at least on a national scale. And so England actually began to treat black people better than, and other people in the world better than the English American does, or the European American does. So when you go to Jamaica, in America, racial tensions and racial biases are strong to this very day. The unfortunate thing is that you have a lot of white people in America who are very racist and don't recognize that they're racist. I work with some of them. I just had a conversation this week, and they're speaking racist stuff, and they're so racist they don't even realize that what they're saying is racist. It's in them, it's ingrained in them. And I'm talking about now the children of the older people, because I'm working with some young people, young white people, and they have the same racial hatred embedded in them, and the same racist thinking and so on still embedded in them, but they don't see anything wrong with it and don't think it's anything wrong with that what they're saying. And that's the sad part. And so that continue to drive the racial tension that we have in America. And at the same time, they're saying that race relations in America is good. It's good from your perspective because you're not the one walking in the filth. You see, my grandmama always say, it's not the one that goes and relieve themselves in the bush that remembers where he relieved himself. It's the one who come after him and step in it that will never forget that spot. You see? And so when you're the one dumping the stuff on everybody else, and you are quite privileged, you will never see the problem because you are privileged. You are the privileged one. It's the one that is underprivileged. It's the one that is, pardon me, it's the one that is being dumped on, that's always constantly being reminded that he is living in the latrine. You see what I'm saying? So that's just the reality of it. But the fact of the matter is, when you go to Jamaica and these other islands, you don't have the kind of racial tension. You don't see the kind of racial discrimination and stuff that you see in America. No, there are isms in Jamaica. You have classism, okay? And that too is wrong. But it's not based on race. It's based on socio-economic status, you know? And so you have that kind of ism. But you see. And so, you know, for me, when I go to Jamaica, as I just did, the reality is that even though I'm a poor guy living in America, what I make living here would make me wealthy in the eyes of some people in Jamaica. But when I go to Jamaica, I make sure that I don't carry myself in any kind of way that anybody would perceive me to be better than them, you know, because I'm no better than them. You see what I'm saying? I don't want to be better than them. I want to be with them, you know. So oh yeah, I saw a picture of that. And, yeah, and that's the other thing. The Dominican Republic, that's a very racist place, a very racist society, and that goes all the way back, you see, to the history of the Spaniards and Haiti and all of that. You know, Sammy Sosa, he's a Dominican, and there are very racist people who look down on other people. And I'm not saying all Dominicans are like that. But the truth of the matter is, you even have dark-skinned Dominicans who look down on other blacks too. So, you know, but that's the reality of that. But you don't have the same kind of racial tension in Jamaica as you do in America. So for the Chinese in Jamaica, you know, Jamaica's motto is, out of many, one people, or out of many we are one, you know. And people try to live like that, you know. So it's a different kind of atmosphere. So from the perspective of the question, I'm sorry, I've talked a whole lot about this, but from the perspective of the question from Akeem Franklin, the Chinese Jamaicans don't look at the Chinese as trying to take over, and the Chinese don't purport that. What they try to do is they try to build partnership. You know, they try to form partnership and trade together. You know, one hand wash the other. I'm not interested in taking over your country, and I know you're not interested in taking over mine, but we can work together to make each other better. And that's the way they relate. That's the way they behave. That's the same thing. That's the same thing. That's the same thing that Fidel Castro spent his entire life trying to do. You know, right now, Jamaicans, any Jamaican, and it's been like this for the longest time, but any Jamaican student who desire to become a doctor, Cuba have always opened their doors and taken them in free of charge and educate them in becoming a doctor. And they are free to go back and practice medicine in Jamaica to help their people. That's something that Fidel Castro put in place, and it is still alive to this very day. You see, Castro was a man that really only tried to help Jamaica, tried to help Africa, tried to help the oppressed black people. Even though if you listen to the news and you listen to the narrative here, you hear that Fidel Castro was a terrorist, but the truth of the matter is, Castro never terrorized anybody. They tried to terrorize him. They tried to kill him many times. You see what I'm saying? But, you know, there's an African proverb that says, the thrill of the hunt, let me see if I remember it really well. The thrill of the hunt, no. I'm going to paraphrase it because I can't remember it exactly. There's an African proverb, and I'm going to paraphrase it, but that says that the lion will always be a coward. The lion will always be the one running away in fear, as long as it is the hunter who tells the story. You see? And so, you know, people go out there to hunt animals and whatever, and they'll come back and they'll tell you all of this stuff. Man, I had him on the ropes. I had him running for us, running scared. And the reality is that you might have gotten that shot because out of fear. You see what I'm saying? Or it wasn't a fair fight. You know, so what I'm trying to say is everything they tell you, you can't believe, and you shouldn't believe. You see? Absolutely. Muammar Gaddafi, the story about Gaddafi, something totally different from reality. And those are the facts, you see. But that's the kind of society that we live in, where everything gets twisted. Everybody else is a terrorist, and we are the good ones. You see what I'm saying? But the truth hasn't been told. Bob Marley say that, you know. Yeah. Now, let me I'm gonna put this video on, family. I just want to take a moment to show you my hometown. I promised to bring back some pictures. I didn't get a chance to. I'm gonna take a moment to put a video on so you can see. Okay, I hope you don't mind me taking the time to do this. I made a promise. I feel compelled to do this, and I'd certainly like for you to see my hometown. Okay, so give me a second. Let me just put it on the screen. Just bear with me for 1 second. I'm gonna get it up on the screen here. Okay. So I was born in Port Antonio, Jamaica. Port Antonio. But you can tell by the name that it was named by the Spaniards, right? And so before the English took over in Jamaica, the Spaniards had already gone to Jamaica. Christopher Columbus and his band of murderers, they had already gone to Jamaica. When they got to Jamaica, what they found Arawak Indians. And the Arawak Indians were very welcoming to the Spaniards. very welcoming to the Spaniards. At the time, Jamaica was not called Jamaica; it was called Saimaca, right? Saimaca. But what Columbus and his band of rapists and murderers did was they they brought diseases with them, and what disease didn't kill, they killed with the sword. And so the Indians, they killed out all the Indians, and then they begin to import slaves from Africa, right? And so that's how black people ended up in Jamaica, basically. Now, the Spaniards named the place, so a lot of the island have Spanish names: Port Antonio, Port Maria, Port Maria, Port whatever. They have a bunch of Spanish names. But then the English came, and then they fought the Spaniards. They defeated the Spaniards, and they took over the island. And then they begin to rename some places. They renamed some places, and then so they kept some of the Spanish names. So you have St. Catherine, English name. Then you have Kingston, the Kingstown, English name. And you have different places. St. James, English name, so on and so forth, you know. That's a little bit of the backdrop. So I was born in Port Antonio, a port named by the Spaniards. Okay, and so that's the video of the town that I'm gonna put up here. This is the town that I'm from, right? Okay, so I'm gonna put this video on. Let me make sure I'm sharing it. Just want you to know that while I was in Jamaica, I got was riding with my brother. My brother was driving, and we got pulled over right here and got a ticket for not wearing a seatbelt.
Accident support can set you on a path to recovery. Let us process your information. Just about any claim, motor vehicle accidents, medical negligence.
Taste it.
2 bottles of coconut water. Well, we shall taste it.
Thanks.
Well, thank you.
Thanks.
Leuk voor meisjes.
heel balken dan buiten met ook ligt u al.
Zullen wel geen ledlampen zijn.
Vol gaat op de
Ja, dan moet je wel een bak zand opkomen.
Rij 200 meter, daarna links afslaan op het Hasselrood.
Trouwens, hier, ik moet die autootjes van Google rijden voor de Street View.
Geen idee. We kijken natuurlijk.
Rafting om de Rio Grande. Nou, als je dat zo ziet, volgens mij hebben ze nog wel eens live tickets. Dat is gewoon of ze nou te vlot stappen en
These are rafts that they
dan hopen
built.
dat het goed afloopt.
And they raft down the river. This is the Rio Grande River.
Nou, ik geloof niet dat ik dat moet doen. Ik mag wel niet komen.
IJzer in elkaar. Ja. It's quite big.
Ja, man. And you take a day and you cut it and you come out and you take a next day and carry them out and you take a day to do it. Call it 3 days.
3 days. Okay. And do you have any help from somebody or do you do it by your own?
Well, if you have help, it take you less, you know?
Yeah, okay. But mostly you built those rafts on your own. You built those rafts on your own.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what we did them on our own. So we still work with the company.
Okay. Oh, that's a company.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Now we have to build the raft ourselves.
Yeah. Very nice. Good job.
Yeah, man.
Nou, dat is hier nog een hele lopen. Doe ik ook een randje daar dobberen.
Oh, 5 months.
Okay, you have to rebuild, build another one.
Yeah, some take less than that, you know? And some maybe 6 months.
Yeah, okay.
Some of the bamboo them, them get problem.
You cannot reuse the bamboo which is in there? You can
No,
reuse the bamboo?
I think not.
Get a new one.
Dit is helemaal verrot.
Ja.
This is finished.
Raft lasts about 5 to 6 months.
That's what we do. Yeah.
And take the tourists down on tour guides down the river where they'll see get a good mountain view and of forest.
But there was a lot of rain last night.
Because you see, it's dirty.
Yeah.
Yeah, and when it's low, it must clear.
Yeah. I can imagine that because I must admit that the color is also a bit.
Last month, it's all over here.
All over here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right through.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
We just coming back now, you know. Coming back in shape now.
Yeah.
And we have to build up some more rock because majority of the rock them get away. Yeah.
Leuk een best stukje.
Part of the road I traveled on. Some areas of the road is really bad. A lot of big potholes. So far, it's not too bad. I'll tell you a little joke about the
Je kan maar een beetje recht houden.
Ja. We have a navigator. Dus we can, Blue Lagoon is on our navigator. Dus we will find it. Okay. I see you later.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't hear there, I don't believe I can watch me there. Why can't you take over there in a raft or a boat?
Yeah, the feel with the car is like that. And I'm not that boat guy.
Yeah. Yes, I heard about the boat now. It's over there in the bamboo raft. It's a cool thing. First time, yeah? Fresh and start welcome.
Take care of their business. Robinson son. 18 was bound to be important to you. For prices are so hard to beat. Every day is like a sale day. Riceway 1-in-1 Pharmacy for the most affordable prices.
Dat moet eens even de stop zijn.
Wordt het niet tijd voor een appelkaartje?
So that's some of the scenery, some scenes from the town that I grew up in, family, and that I just visited. There's more to see, but I just wanted to share a little bit with you, as I promised that I'd bring some pictures back, but didn't never had time to get any pictures. So I thought that maybe I could share a video of the area. And again, that doesn't show you the whole area and all of this the sights and sceneries, but overall it's a beautiful place. But it's it has its challenges also economically, but I love the place, and so I just wanted to share a little bit of it with you. All right. Okay. Before we go any further, and before we get into our study for today is we're going to talk about a fool. But before we get to our study for today, I'm trying to remember what don't patronize a fool is what I titled today's lesson. And it's coming from the book of Proverbs chapter 26. Don't patronize a fool, keeping it real. And that's what I titled today's lesson. But before we get to today's lesson, I'd like to open up the microphone, family. If there's anyone who would like to come to the mic, if you have something that you'd like to share today, if you have a testimony, or even any questions concerning some of the sites you just saw, would certainly like to would certainly love to engage in conversations from those perspectives. You're welcome, Akut. Shalom to you, Akut Sharia. And yes, indeed. All right. Anyone wanted to come to the mic, or everybody good? We can go ahead. Okay. Yahuah is love. Aki Damon, please go ahead, Aki.
Shalom, Aki.
Shalom to you, Aki.
Shalom, Mashmaka. I wasn't sure, I'm not sure if you mentioned this or not. Is the trip still in August? I'm just all out of whack. Are y'all still meeting up for August?
And
And also yeah, that's pretty much it. And did I miss any meetings? I mean, you probably wouldn't know, but did I miss any meetings in Rob?
Well, I know that we had to postpone I believe the last two meetings. One because of my work schedule, and two because of traveling recently. And so we had to postpone the last two. But I'm looking forward to this coming week's meeting, and excited about that, and updating everyone as to where we are. Probably about three meetings. Yeah. During yeah. 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 Yeah, so what my wife just shared is that since I started this new position, um, we're short staffed in the production area, so I've been working double shifts just about every week. So I'm working 16-hour shifts once or twice a week, and uh, that that schedule, one of those days was scheduled on Wednesday. Since then, I've spoken to them about that, and so moving forward, it shouldn't be an issue. They understand that on the days when I am scheduled to work in the morning, on the week where I'm scheduled to work in the morning, then that Wednesday evening I have commitments. That shouldn't be an issue moving forward, and so this coming Wednesday would be one such, and so we should be able to move forward with our meeting as planned.
So with that being said, Akeem, maybe you have not missed any meetings, but you should be. Everyone will be caught up on anything that's
Okay. And that's a feedback. Let's see. Yeah. So let me see. I haven't sent you the DVD. Okay, I haven't sent you the DVD. So you was it show and tell? I think it was show and tell. I haven't sent that. I've been out of whack too, so and also there's something else I wanted to. Now is the trip still on?
Oh no, we had, because what came up with the funeral, and the enormous expense that came along with that, I was forced to postpone our gathering until a later date. So I'll be announcing that date in sometime in the future. Probably won't be for this year now. Looking forward to next year. But we did postpone that, Aki.
So in the meantime, what we could do is everyone could begin to think about a good time and place.
Yeah. So yeah.
If you have something in mind, you can present it to the room concerning a gathering for them.
Yeah. So so as my wife was saying, if I don't know if everyone heard her. In the meantime, maybe we can start thinking about a place and a time, right? And we can also make that a matter of prayer. It was suggested, because it was suggested to me, but I also want to be considerate of everyone else too. Given the size of my family, traveling, for the gatherings, it can be quite an expense. It was suggested, why not do it someplace in New Jersey where the burden is not so great on me traveling, and keeping in mind getting back in time for work and different things like that. And perhaps everyone, then it'd probably be easier for everyone to travel to Jersey, but maybe not. So
we appreciate the person that was considering us and the amount, the size of our family, but at the same time, we have people who would have to come a little bit further.
Yeah, it's not
than
an
some
easy
others.
thing.
So, it would be a little bit sacrifice for all of us, to be quite honest. I will be safe to say it is okay to assume that. None of us.
Yeah. Yeah, but we do greatly appreciate it, but also trying to be mindful of everyone else. We have family in Texas, we have family in Tennessee, we have family in all over the place, and not to mention California, right? And Florida and so on. So that's why we try to center it. We have family in Arizona, and that's why we try to split the difference, so to speak. But so it's a sacrifice for everyone, and we want to London too, right? Yes, indeed. So Cali sounds good. Cali sounds good.
Okay. So that's, let me see. And also, the DVD that I wanted to send you, a friend of mine has it. That's why I haven't been able to send it to you, because I really want you to chime in on it, so that you can probably we can probably get something from it. And I'll be back on track. I mean, just so the Mashpaka know that I'm serious about Rob. I'll be back on track with sending my contribution and everything. So I got something coming to you what pertaining to Rob anyway. I'm gonna mail something off pertaining to that. Just to keep the family up to date and to encourage the family that Rob is serious and I take it seriously. So I just want to say shalom, Mashpaka, halahu, Yahuah.
Praise Yahuah to that key, and to that for that reassurance and for your words there. That's important. And Rob is serious. And while I'll share the details in our meeting that's coming up, I'm excited to announce to the family that deposits to Rob have now equaled over $5,000. And so we're moving forward. I know I personally had some challenges that kept me from putting in as much and as often as I intend to put in here recently in the past couple of months, but we're still moving forward, and we are serious. Rob is serious, and it exists for a serious cause. And I'm excited about the future of Rob, and so may Yahuah continue to barak it. He certainly has barak Rob thus far. We only started back in February, and together, because of the power of unity and commitment, with Yahuah's favor, of course, we have been able as a family to amass over $5,000. And we're working toward building that, and we'll address that further in the meeting. But again, to the Aki, and may Yahuah just continue to barak his people, barak this work, and that we may be strengthened and restored through it. Okay, all right. Let's see. Okay. Anyone else before we go further? Oh, there are a few hands up. Praise Yahuah. Let me go to Akud Sharaya and Aki Yahakab. Aki and Akud, can you hear me? I'm going to unmute your mic for you. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, we're hearing you.
Hello?
Yes, Shalom Akud.
I think Jakob, hold on a second.
Okay. speaker is a little loud. That's why it's creating a feedback.
Okay, I'm back. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, we can.
Okay. Yeah, because I had YouTube on, and I was trying to get his phone on and turn it off. So, hello, Mashpaka, and praise Yahuah, all esteemed to him. And we just wanted to come on and give a praise report. We're still working and doing like the remodels and stuff, and we have a place to stay until at least September, maybe even December. And it's like basically we're able to stay at the condo where we're remodeling everything and for free while we work, and we're getting paid to also work. So praise Yahuah for that. And then the other thing is, while we have the side work, Yaakov has been having kind of some, well, he wants to pray about his other job that he has, because it was a blessing that it came, but there's like several, I guess it's difficult because there's a lot of board members and they're very critical all the time. And it's like, you can't ever do enough. I mean, they're happy with them. They're not like saying leave or anything, but they're just constantly, it's one person coming and then the other, just a lot of chiefs. And so we've been wondering and praying about it, and all of a sudden this week, like seriously, like 3 jobs came open to him that pay better and that he would enjoy better, because he's a little bit bored at the place he's at because he's used to working a lot and doing a lot. But this is just kind of like, you follow this sheet today and this sheet today and this sheet and clock out, and there's always a camera on him all day long and everything he does. And he's like, I just feel like as I'm sitting there, I'm like, there's eyes on me all the time. Not that I'm doing anything wrong, but it's like, just gets annoying. So we felt like there's confirmation and that Yahuah is saying, you know, here's these other jobs that have better pay, but we just want to, you know, we were wondering in that confirmation, because I remember in one of the stories in scripture, and I can't remember if it was Samson, he said, like, can you tell me again, Yahuah, confirm that this is what you want me to do? And then he said, forgive me, and he did it like 3 times. And that's kind of what we felt had happened. And I told him, I'm like, I can't remember what story it was, but we just wanted prayer for that to make sure we're making the right decision, because he did bring the other job, but we're feeling like it would just bring a lot more shalom. It would be easier to get the condo work done, and it would be better pay, and just very nice people at the other job to work for. So, yes, we just wanted to give praise and esteem again, and to Yahuah, and just come on the mic, you know, to say that and to say hello to you guys, and we're glad you're back.
Yeah, praise Father. Akut, I'm excited for you guys, truly excited for you, and we give Yahuah praise for his favor upon you and upon our Aki Yahakab, and how he continue to restore and to barak you guys. I praise him, truly, truly do praise him. And you know, it's just it's amazing, and Yahuah is certainly working. Now the story that you're making reference to is the story of Gadaun, who they call Gideon, and you can find that in the book of Judges or the book of Shaphatim, chapter 5 and chapter 6, I believe. So that's where you know, he asked Yahuah for confirmation concerning what to do, and even after Yahuah had given him the answer, he said, he went back and said, listen, I'm not so sure this is you talking, so I'm going to set out a fleece, you know. And he says, well, if it's wet and the ground is dry, and then he did it the other way around, and you know, Yahuah showed him about I think maybe quite a few signs, you know, but he needed to make sure that Yahuah was moving him. And that's all right, you know. We need to make sure that it is Yahuah that's telling us to move, because the enemy can certainly come along with what looks like good opportunity, and then you come to find out that it wasn't as good as it seemed. It was intended to throw you off course. But I also know and believe that Yahuwah moves us from esteem to esteem. You know, when we are obedient to Him, and when we seek to honor Him, then He continue to elevate us. And we're going to talk about that from the book of Mashali, Proverbs chapter 26 today. We're going to see that in the book. But He'll continue to elevate us as He move us from disobedience to obedience, or as we move from disobedience to obedience. He'll continue to elevate us. He breaks those curses off of us. And so I'm excited about what Yahuwah is doing in your lives. And may Yahuwah truly continue to barak you, Mashpaka. We love you, we appreciate you, and we praise Yahuwah for you, and we rejoice with you. Yahuwah tell us to rejoice with those of us, our Mashpaka, who rejoice, and to mourn with those who mourn. And so we rejoice with you in as much as we mourn with you, and may Yahuwah truly continue to barak and to strengthen you.
Tuda Rabbi. How did you say Gideon and Aubrey?
Gadaun.
Tuda Rabbi. And we're all of the stuff that he's doing right now in our lives, we're just waiting on him on other areas and just studying his word and learning more. And so right now with the kids and stuff, things are going about the same as they were, but we're just learning a lot. And so we praise him for that. And we are able to teach about his name and who he is to the kids. And though Jacob's parents or his mom, she gets, every time she hears the name of Yahuwah, there's like, you can see, can't even explain it, but like a spirit rises up in her, like it just like angers her. But anyways, we continue to do that and just wait on him for whatever his plan and his will is. And we're thankful for him getting us to a place where we are learning to trust him in whatever it is. So we thank you for the prayers, and we continue to pray for you all. So Tuda Rabba and Shalom.
Tuda Rabba to you, Akut, and Shalom to you and Mayaki Yahakab also. All right, we have another flag that is up. Let me see which of our Mashbaka that is. I believe Akut Yariya. Please go ahead, Akut. Long time no hear.
So I'm sorry, and I'm coming to you on the telephone.
Okay.
And I'm going to be loud with you.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
All right, praise you. I just wanted to come forth. I know it's been a long time, and I am so thankful to the Father. I've been going through a lot as we all are called to go through. And I just wanted to say that walking in humility is it's hard to walk in humility. And sometimes the way in which that humility comes can take a long time before we even recognize that we have to be humble, or even being humble. So I'm being humbled over here, praise Yahuwah, and learning to trust Him and be a true said. There's the other major element that we need to have, trusting the Father no matter what's come our way. To know and understand and believe that, because He knows the end from the beginning. It's just important that we learn to trust Him. And, you know, I can't really speak enough about humility. Maybe it's because we live in such a proud and puffed up society that we don't even recognize when humility at all. And so when we go through things, it forces you to be humble, and that's a good thing. And I just wanted to encourage everyone, because we're all called to go that way. And even it doesn't matter if you've been walking a long time with Yahuwah or a short time. We're all headed toward the same direction, and a humble heart He will not despise. So I'm learning at a very ripe age. So praise be to Yahuwah. I thank Him for allowing me to still be here on this side to continue to grow and overcome. And I also, the first thing I meant to say was to lift up a key audio in prayer, because he told me today that he's out of town, like his sister's house, which I didn't know. And he texted me this morning to let me know, and he said it's okay to let the Haykal know, so that he can lift them and his family up in prayer. So that's basically it. It's good to see everybody. It's good to be here. And I just wanted to important to say that.
Praise Yahuwah. Tuda for that great word, Akut. We missed what you said about Aki Adial. We heard lifting up him and his family in prayer, but could you tell us again what the issue is?
Oh, yes, I'm sorry. His sister, one of his sisters passed away.
Oh.
And he is in Louisiana right now.
Okay. Yes, Tuda for sharing and yes, and we will certainly do that, and I'll have to reach out to Aki Adial also. But Tuda Rabakut and Tuda for that great word on humility, because when, like you say, when we live in such a puffed up society, sometimes it makes it difficult for us to recognize that we might not be so humble ourselves because we've become so accustomed to living in that kind of environment. And so and what you said is so true. All right, we're gonna go to Aki Keith. Shalom, Aki.
Shalom, Aki.
Great to hear you.
I just want to piggyback on something that Akut Yariya was saying, and that is, I think I hear something in the background.
Let me see if there's another mic open. Bear with me just for a sec. All right, go ahead.
Okay, the thing is, we have a tendency to forget what happened in the past. We look at, okay, Yahuwah opened our eyes. That is great. But still those things that happened in the past still follow us for a certain time, but it's not going to be always. So we can continue to move forward. We cannot let the past hinder us anymore because we're no longer there. Regardless of what happened, we're no longer there. So even when people try to keep us there, we're no longer there because Yahuwah has brought us out. And so, as you just stated, we have to remain humble because sometimes we forget how Yahuwah brought us out and we think we're better than the next person, which we're not. Because some of us have more problems than the man beside us. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, indeed.
So that's all I want to say. Tada, Rabbi.
Great word, Aki. Tada indeed. Yes, indeed. Praise Yahuwah. That is so true. Well, once again, I want to say thanks, family. It is great hearing your voices. Your voices are important to me. In as much as you might come to hear my voice, it's important for me to hear your voice too, because as iron sharpens iron, so does the countenance, so does the presence of a man's friend, and so a man's brother. And so your voice is equally important to me as mine may be to you. And so we give Yahuwah praise, honor, and esteem. I praise him for you, family. Okay, well, what we want to do, you know what we're going to do here, family? We're going to take a quick break. I want to restart the YouTube recording because the lesson that we're about to embark on, I want it to be readily available, right? I don't want it to be, how about we take a 15-minute break? We take a 15-minute break, and I promise you, oh, you know what? I'm kind of jumping ahead here. Never finished chapter 25 from last week, but you know what? I'm going to go back to chapter 25 next week. But I just want to go to chapter 26 because I don't know why, but that wasn't intended. I totally forgot that I needed to finish chapter 25. And so I've been focused on chapter 26. I'm going to look at chapter 26. We're going to go back to chapter 25. Yahuwah willing, we'll do that next week. But we'll go to chapter 26 this week. Okay, yes, we left off halfway, and I'm sorry, family. I don't know why I forgot, but chapter 26 is what's been on my heart, and we're going to go to that, and then we'll go back to chapter 25, okay? But we're going to take a break. I'm going to stop the YouTube recording, YouTube and Facebook. Facebook probably stopped itself already. And I'm going to stop the YouTube recording, and then I'll restart everything after 15 minutes, and then we'll get into our lesson for today. Again, the title of our study for today from Proverbs chapter 26 is don't patronize a fool, keeping it real. All right, so that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna stop. I'll keep Zoom open, and I'll put some music or something on, but I'm gonna stop the YouTube recording, and then I'll restart it in about 15 minutes. All right, family. So Zoom will be open, but YouTube, I'm gonna stop the recording. All right, I'm gonna stop the broadcast on YouTube, and just put some music or something on for the next 15 minutes or so. All right, see you after the break. Bear with me here. Okay, everything wants to actually